Hello, I wanted to make a tutorial on how to add toggles for your avatar and to really understand every part of the process and what's going on in Unity, not just a recipe that you follow, so you can do a lot of other things. Let's get started. Okay, so if you have an avatar set up, you should have your avatar in here. And on the avatar, you have your VRC avatar descriptor. In the descriptor, you have layer, layers, and expressions. Now, this expressions menu right here is exactly what we just saw on that wheel. As I click this, it'll go and highlight the expression, and if I click on that, it'll show me right here the different things I have on that wheel. Now, right below that, there is the expressions parameters. This is a track as a parameter that VRC is going to track on your character. If it doesn't live here, you can't update it on your character. Now, when it comes to adding a new toggle, it's important to know what you want to do. For this, I want to add a toggle that changes my shirt color from this nice orange to a nice pink. Now, I already have all my materials made for this. We're just going to focus on doing the toggle. So let's go ahead and get started on that. When we select our avatar again, we can come down here to Playable Layers and the Animator. You can see the FX layer on here. That is where all the customizations that we do to our avatar live. Just select that, it will highlight it in your project. Now, to be able to access this on the character and see it happen in real time, we have to add it to the animator. So you can just click on that and drag it into your animator. What that will allow us to do is that when we open our animation window here, this drop-down now shows all the animations that we currently have running on this avatar. And if you select one of them and hit preview, our character will go into animation mode, and you'll actually be able to see that animation playing on the character. Let's go ahead and make our new animation for our shirt toggle. We say create new clip. We'll name it Shirt Pink. So from here, we just want to make our changes. So let's make our animation. This is the state of the avatar that we want to have changed. I'm going to go ahead and hit record. Look at my character. And with record, any change you make to your avatar will update in the animation. So if I select my materials, I navigate to my pink shirt and just drop the pink shirt on, like orange shirt, you can see that it's updated and made a little node in here. This node literally says, add this material to this shirt. I can turn off record, and when I click the preview button, you can see that my shirt changes from its default color to the pink color. Now, for every toggle you make that you turn on, you want to make the opposite to turn it back off. So I'm going to go in here and say create new clip, shirt orange. I'm going to hit record. And now I can't add the orange shirt right to the orange shirt again. So I'm going to add the pink in here. You'll create a new node, and I'm going to add the orange back in here. And that will create the node to make it so it's orange. So when I hit preview here, the shirt is orange. We've now created all the animations that we want to make our toggle. Now, anything you added here, you can turn into a toggle. You can have this animation play. So if I go back to pink shirt, I can have this animation play and the shirt is pink. Or you can have it play the orange one, and the shirt will be orange. Let's go to the next step on how to make that happen. So now we're actually going to make that happen. That happens in the actual effects layer. So we're going to select our character again, go to the effects layer, and we're going to go into our animator. You don't have that window open, it's under animation animator. First thing we need to do is create a parameter. This is what's going to tell VRChat if it's pink or orange. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new bool because we just created a on-off. Bool is for on-off. And I'm going to call it shirt pink. Next, because of the layers section, it will create a brand new layer. This is also, we'll call this shirt pink. When you create a new layer, always remember to weight it to on, or it just ignores it completely. From here, we want to create a shirt pink toggles. So first you need to make the animation happen. So this is where the magic of toggles happens. Understanding what's going on here is the secret to doing just about anything you want with your avatar. So first we have the entry plate here. When your avatar spawns in, you'll start the entry plate and move in. So I want my shirt to be orange when I spawn in. So I'm going to add this. The orange node is the one that's going to play when you start up. I want to show a little demonstration of what's going on here. So I'm actually going to go back to my scene, drop my pink shirt onto my character, and then hit Gesture Manager and hit play. You can see my shirt is now orange again. Why is it orange? Because orange shirt is playing down here. If that wasn't playing, it would still be pink. Let's get out of this and build the next section here. So I want the shirt to turn some orange to pink. So I'm going to put in pink shirt here. I need to make it transfer. So let's go back to our parameter here. Right now our parameter is what's called false. It does not have a check mark. The parameter is now true. It does have a check mark. The action of going from one animation playing to the other animation playing is called a transition, and that happens right here. Each time to transition, I would recommend turning off has exit time and turning this down to 0 if you want it to be something you do yourself. You take care of yourself. And then down here is what you need to have happen to transition. So I want to have pink shirt be true to turn on pink shirt. I can then make a transition back. And if I make pink shirt false, it will default back to orange shirt. We've now made our connection. Now we need to tell VRChat how to add it to our toggles. You get up here, we go to expression parameters. I would just like to double click on this copy and paste it into expressions. We'll add a new expression. Paste it. Make sure it saves it, because I don't want my shirt to turn pink, and I load into new world, it turned back to orange. And then under expressions, I'm going to make a new expression. Call it pink shirt. This is going to be a toggle. And the parameter is pink shirt. Now if you load this rest and your parameter is not on there, it's not in your expressions. This is just a list of what you put into your expression Lego. Now let's watch this actually run in real time. We can enter play mode. I turn on expressions and hit pink shirt. The shirt turns pink. What's happening here? In the animator, when my character loads up, shown pink is playing the orange animation. And when I click the pink one, it plays the pink animation. Because pink equals true when this goes on, and when this is off, pink equals false. That's how you transfer these little lines back and forth with your gesture manager. And that's really it to make a simple on-off toggle. Let's go through making radial toggles next. Okay, so I have my single on-off toggle for my shirt, but I have more colors than just pink and orange I want to use for my shirt. This is where a radial toggle can really come in handy. Let's go ahead and make that. First, I'm going to make my animation. I'll make a new animation, and I'll just call this shirt color. For this one, but I'm going to hit record. I will drop all the different colors of my shirt onto my character. Let's start with orange, because orange is going to be the default. I then move the slider to the next position, which is going to be at 30, and I drop pink on. You can see as I slide through here, it goes from orange to pink. And at the end, I'm going to put the white shirt on. Now what a radial slider does is it goes from 0 to 100. And it slides along this right here. Now let's make this animation work. In my animator, I don't want to create a bool, I want to create a float. And they call it shirt color. In my layers, I'm going to create a new layer. Make sure to turn it on so it actually works. And I'll call it shirt color. Here, I add my animation in. The last thing to do to set this up is you hit parameter on motion time, instead of the shirt color. Let's shove our parameters and it will actually go down and dig through how all this works. Back to the expressions parameter, I'm going to copy my shirt color and drop it into my expressions. And then I go to my expressions. I'll just change this one. Shirt. No. It is a radial puppet. And that actually doesn't go here. It goes in the rotation tab here. Now let's see how this all works. Basically what's happening here is that as I turn this wheel, it's playing the animation from start to finish. So this is the beginning, and this is the end of the animation here. So what is it doing? As we spin that wheel, it literally just makes this bar go across, and you can see the shirt change colors. You can add as many different colors as you want to this bar, and as you spin that wheel, it'll cycle through them and change them. So to recap, when you create an animation that goes from 0 to 1 in here, if you put your animation here and set the motion time to a float value, there are the hint parameters over here, it will play the animation on the radial wheel from 0 to 100. And that's how you get a lot of different variations into a single tarp. So before we wrap up, I'd really like to just do one more thing to show the power of animation. You can open up your animator. I can go back to my shirt color. You can animate any value you see over here. So if I go to my shirt and hit record here, I can actually just go in here and select a shirt color. As long as my shirt is white, I can change it to any color I want. And slide through it, and it doesn't just have to be color. Say, for example, I wanted to turn off my shoes. I can literally just go to shins and click the button up here and turn it off. It's being recorded. That has turned red. It is now off. You can do a lot of different things in the animator. Change materials, switch out colors of materials, make materials glitter, make materials glow, not glow. You can change the color of your hair glow and stuff like that here. It's all being done just by hitting record and doing it live on your avatar. If you can figure out how to do it in this window, you can figure out how to do it in the animator. And by recording it, you can make it into a toggle or a radial menu. Thanks for listening along with me. I hope you have a better understanding of how toggles work, and thanks for listening. Bye!